It was an incident they were told never to talk about, and for several years they heeded that warning. A group of 21 Iranian poets, writers, and journalists believed they were heading to a literary conference in neighboring Armenia in August 1996. But what should have been a routine trip turned into one of the most terrifying experiences of their lives. They had hired a bus to drive them high up into the mountains through the mist-covered Heyran Pass, a steep and winding road that links two northern provinces in Iran. The 18-hour journey was beginning to take its toll, and one by one the passengers drifted off to sleep. In the early hours of the morning, their slumber was abruptly interrupted with the sharp jolt of the bus accelerating hard. The woken passengers watched on as the bus hurtled towards the edge of a cliff. Luckily for them, a well-placed boulder stood in the vehicle's path and prevented it from plunging to the depths below. Among the passengers was Faraj Sarkohi, a 49-year-old journalist and then editor of the progressive cultural magazine Adina. After the bus stopped, we got out one by one in a state of confusion. The bus driver approached us and apologized for falling asleep, he recalls. Once they had recovered from the initial shock, the passengers and driver agreed to continue on the road. But the perilous journey was not to end there. A few minutes later, the driver again turned the bus in the direction of the cliff, diving out of the vehicle as it approached the 1,000-foot drop. The bus was only stopped from careering over the edge again by an alert passenger who leapt into the driver's seat and pulled up the handbrake, bringing it skidding to a halt as it headed towards the precipice. The lives of all 21 on board were saved for a second time. The riders filed off the bus, stranded and bewildered by the turn of events. From the ground, they could see the vehicle's nose teetering over the top of the cliff, with its front wheels in the air. Somehow, the driver had managed to escape and was nowhere in sight. This time, Faraj knew it was a deliberate attempt to drive the bus off the cliff. He saw a group of plainclothes security officials sitting in a car on the mountainous road, which would normally be virtually deserted at that time of night. These agents, he says, drove the literary group to their local office in a nearby town where they were detained for a day. Many Iranians and foreigners believe the killings were partly an attempt to resist cultural and political openness by reformist Iranian President Mohammad Khatami and his supporters, and that those convicted of the killings were actually scapegoats acting on orders from high within the ministry, with the ultimate perpetrators including a few well-known clerics. In turn, Iran's hardliners, the group most closely associated with vigilante attacks on dissidents in general, and with the accused killers in particular, claimed foreign powers, including Israel, had committed the crimes. The murders are said to be still shrouded in secrecy, and an indication that the authorities may not have uncovered all perpetrators of the chain murders was the attempted assassination of Saeed Heyran, a newspaper editor who is thought to have played a key role in uncovering the killings. On March 12, 2000, Heyran was shot in the head and left paralyzed for life. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.